Hey everybody, yep, we're back. Geek Gamer Weekly is back, and it's time for May 4th edition, or May the 4th be with you. We talk about our greatest Star Wars memories. We have some interesting technical picks, all that. Lots of fun. Prepare your ears. Geek Gamer Weekly is next. Geek Gamer Weekly is brought to you by our very own Roku app for Geek Gamer TV. You can go back and watch the back catalog of Geek Gamer Weekly, Minecraft Me, our specials from PAX Prime, E3, and soon-to-be CES 2014. To grab that app today, go to ggtv.me/Roku. This is Geek Gamer Weekly, episode 256 for Sunday, May 4th, 2014. GGW, the return of the show. Hey everybody, welcome again to another edition of Geek Gamer Weekly. This is the Uber podcast for geeks and gamers. Yep, this is new. Yes, we're back. Welcome. May the 4th be with you. My name is Chase Nunes, episode number 256 of an ongoing, continuing saga. Joining us first here in the studio, my good friend, Mr. John Kessler. John, how are you doing?
Just ducky.
Hey, man. Thanks for making the long drive to Marysville from Monroe.
Yep. Jeez.
Yeah.
I like how you say it with an accent. That's good, Chase.
What
That's
accent?
Good. Monroe.
It is Monroe.
No.
It's Monroe.
Yeah,
There's no A in Mon. It's M-O-N.
It's Monroe.
Fist bump,
Monroe.
buddy. Fist bump.
Too late. The hand was missing.
From
Also,
Portland and Oregon.
Portland, Oregon, home of the other white meat, Mr. Joseph Falbey. Hey, Joe, how are you?
Good.
Just got done recording a Minecraft Me, and now you can actually be all casual. What do you got there behind you over your right shoulder?
Over my right shoulder. This one?
Yeah, that would be your right shoulder.
So in honor
Your
of your right or my anyway. In honor of May the 4th, I pulled out my Super Star Destroyer.
Okay, thank you for clarifying.
That looks like a hurricane out of Eve.
Well, they probably stole it because I'm pretty sure this predates anything in Eve.
Okay.
Just a guess.
All right.
Only by like 20 years. And of course R2-D2's up there too.
Very
But yeah,
nice.
this is the Super Star Destroyer. This is the Executor is what this one's supposed to be modeled after.
Love it. And also joining us all the way from 5 minutes away from me, fresh here in the
Like
studio,
down the street.
host of the world's #1 Linux podcast and host of In-Depth Look and host of Unfilter and host of Linux Unplugged and host of SciByte and host of Faux Show. Did I miss anything? And host of Torqued.
Former host.
Oh, that's true.
I am here, Chase, and I am ready to tell you about the weekly Linux and Star Wars: The Old Republic news.
Oh yeah, we've been.
May the 4th be with you, sir.
Oh yeah, we've been really can't wait for that Linux news.
Star Wars.
Star Wars news.
Star Wars.
Star Wars
Whatever.
news.
It is the 4th. May the 4th be with you. The internet never misses an opportunity to capitalize on a punny saying.
Yes. So we're all here. We're very happy to be here. It's been a long time. You're probably wondering where we were. We've
Nope.
been here.
I haven't wondered at all.
You're right. No one cares. No one does. I only got like 4 or 5 people like, you should bring you know what? People go, what happened to Geek Gamer Weekly?
Hey, Chase, what
And I'm like,
happened?
no one watched. No one cares.
So we stopped watching.
So I just stopped doing it.
Mm.
It's just like, what's the point?
You know what? That's the point. Think about it.
They're saying you're a little tipsy. The chat room is telling me right now that you're a little
They're
gone.
not wrong.
What does the chat room know?
The chat room is saying that you're a little tipsy right now.
Screw those guys. Look at them with their Star Wars backgrounds. Screw those guys.
Do you notice that? Do you like that background, by the way? Doesn't that look good? I love
Tasty.
Hey, how excited are
Beer
you?
is pretty tasty.
I gotta ask you, how excited? Be honest.
Uh-oh. Here's Chris trying to segue. Go.
How excited are you about the new Star Wars cast? They've announced it. It's
Yes.
official.
Yes, they have. Yes.
Mark
Wahlberg.
Luke is back. Luke is back. How excited are you, Chase Nunes?
I'm not very excited. No. Of course I'm excited. What I'm not excited about is lens flare. I'm not excited about JJ. I'm afraid to be bluntly honest with you. I'm afraid.
Chase, you're a smarter guy than this.
No, I'm afraid. He's going to put
Chase,
lens flare all
shut
over
up.
all over it.
Shut
all
up.
over it. He's going to
Chase.
lens flare it up.
Hey,
You
Chase.
want-
Flare it out
Chase.
over
Hey,
here, flare it out
Hey,
over
Chase.
there.
Hey, Chase.
Hey, what?
Shut up.
Okay.
He's not going to do lens flare. He's going to do something completely new and completely obnoxious to Star Wars. be fair to JJ. He's going to screw it up in a whole new way. Come on.
Oh, it's
How
gonna be
excited
the
are you?
anti-lens flare.
Yeah, he's going to be the anti-lens flare guy. Exactly. But I feel like there's no way to announce, there's no way to celebrate, there's no way to enjoy the Geek Gamer return without the acknowledgement that we do now have the official Star Wars cast. What do you guys think?
At least they
Luke
didn't
is
bring
returning.
At least they didn't bring freaking Hayden Christensen back.
What's wrong with him?
Many. Did you not see
All of
any
the movie?
the,
all of it?
Yeah,
I'm-
all of the.
I'm playing.
Have
I'm just
you
poking.
ever
I'm just
seen a
po-
movie he's been in?
I'm just
All
poking.
of those things.
I'm
Those
just
Come
are
on.
what is wrong
I'm
with
just
him.
poking.
So, okay. Are you guys excited? So we've got Luke back. We've got Han is back. Of course, Leia is back.
Yeah.
Are you guys excited or are you a little bit worried? Let's be honest. I'm a little bit. I'll be the first
Well,
to
I
say.
told you, I am a little bit worried.
It's like you know Star Trek 6 where they're all back and they're looking old. Only like let's say it's like Star Trek 11 and they never change the cast. They're all gonna look super old. Let's be honest.
Star Trek: The Geriatric Adventures.
You mean Star Wars.
Wars. Oh God.
See,
Well, John's out.
John's gone.
John spent his yeah.
We've-
See you later, John. See you later. Thanks for joining us. I mean, but really, this
I think that's
seems
worse than calling the show Control F12
This-
Ooh,
this
or
seems-
hoser chat.
it
or
seems like
Hoser Chat.
it seems like a play to the existing fan base, right? A little bit.
No. Well,
no,
They
I
have
don't
to.
think
They
so.
have
I
to have
think
a
it's-
transitional. It's like Tron. They had to bring back. Lloyd Bridges. Is it Lloyd Bridges? No, I got that wrong.
No.
That's not Lloyd Bridges. Who?
You mean Jeff Bridges?
Jeff Bridges. Thank you.
You mean one of the most famous actors ever?
Yeah. White Russians and all that.
Okay.
They brought him back.
Everybody's like, who's Lloyd?
Lloyd.
Lloyd.
Lloyd Bridges.
Yeah.
No, they brought him
Leverage.
back
They had some leverage.
so they
didn't
could kill him off, and then they can make the next Tron movie.
Hold on. Did you just effing spoil the Tron movie?
No, oops! Spoiler alert.
I do feel like this is a bit of a fan play. You've got Leia, you've got Han, and of course Luke. But I
Who's
mean,
Chewie?
Yeah, where is Chewie?
I don't.
Chewie's here in the picture. He's right there.
And actually, R2D2
Peter,
and
Peter
C3PO.
Mayhew's in the list, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Chewie's in.
Yeah,
Anthony
Chewie's in.
Daniels, C-3PO's in.
Yep.
Let's see. And what's his name? Why can't I think of his name?
R2D2.
Who did R2?
Yes, R2 is in.
Okay.
Are you excited about these guys in their 60s reprising these roles?
Hey, there have been many great actors, like presidents, for example, that have done very well acting on stage.
Name a single person.
Ronald Reagan.
I was going to say Ronald Reagan.
Okay.
He was
1980
acting as a president.
Hold on.
He did some exceptional films
Hey,
after
guys,
he was president.
1980 is calling. They're asking for your reference back.
What about Arnold Schwarzenegger?
He wasn't a president.
Give
what
me an
about-
example when he wasn't governor.
Was Terminator 3, Terminator 4,
Okay.
5, 6, 7, 8? I don't know.
If you want to go with T4, I'll give it to you.
Okay.
If you want that,
Yeah.
I'll hand it to
Hey,
you.
you asked
The
for an example. I
Expendables.
didn't get. There you go. Expendables 2 as well.
Can I just ask though? Honestly,
Okay.
how does the old cast work without some sort of crazy ass time travel scenario,
Well, no.
which will ruin Star Wars?
No.
So they've already announced it.
Yeah.
J.J. Abrams has said he's
More
just
lens
like
flare.
he did with Star Trek.
More.
He is ignoring
no.
all of the extended universe stuff.
Well, then I'm out.
Then wait a minute. If he's
Yeah,
if he's
I'm with you on that. He's gonna just drop it away.
Well, if he's
He's
No,
gonna
no,
forget
no,
it and
no.
start over from
No
scratch.
way. No
Yeah.
way. No way do you spend the last 20 years. No way do you spend the last 20 years building up the Star Wars is so much better than in Star Trek because of all of the the legacy through the books. Lucas has signed off on all of it. No way. No way do you come at me with we're going to ignore the last 20 years of Star Wars. No.
They've all been frozen in carbonite.
the
whole time.
by the way, I don't think I've ever seen that red light pop up on the soundboard
No.
before. I've never seen that before.
I won't have it.
You are
cannot-
fired.
No. You cannot come to me and say the last 20 years Star Wars means nothing. I won't take it. I will not take it. So what do you got?
Well, here's the thing, though, right?
Oh, God.
It's not George Lucas's anymore.
No. It's not Gene
it's
Roddenberry's
Disney's.
dead. That doesn't make it Star Trek. No. Stop it.
It's Disney's now, so
Stop it.
they're gonna pretty much do whatever they can to print more money.
Crap. I think you're right. I mean, that's what I'm worried about, right? I mean, aren't we all worried about that
that's
a little
exactly what
bit?
they're gonna do. So
Are we
so
all a little
he
worried
had
about that?
Oh, big time. Yeah, hugely. I'm a huge fan of the extended universe, and I've read pretty much every Star Wars novel that's out there. But yeah, it's sort of preposterous. But he doesn't really have another choice unless he goes far in the future or far in the past. I don't know that he has another choice. So I sort of understand him for can defend him for that. But unfortunately, I don't care. I think that throwing all the EU stuff away is a mistake.
Joe, the thing is while I completely agree with you, I absolutely disagree with you. As a Star Trek fan.
On which part?
Well, I'll tell you this. As a Star Trek fan, one of the things I have heard from Rick Berman, I have heard from Michael Idakaru, so many people I have heard, the problem with Star Trek is it has all of this history. It has all of this fan fiction built up around it. And what we have to do to make a good story is jettison all of it and just throw it all out the window. Let's put Spock on a planet, on a moon that Vulcan never had, and let's blow up Vulcan because God forbid, we actually adhere to the fan fiction that increases the richness of the universe, that actually adds dynamic to the universe, that actually adds genuine story to the universe. God forbid we follow that, and let's just throw it all out the airlock. Let's throw it all out the airlock and just make something completely new.
That's inherent of the
blow up Romulus. Blow up Vulcan.
That's inherent of the Hollywood problem as a whole, though. I don't think anything.
I think that actually you touch on a good difference between Star Trek and Star Wars is in Star Trek, a lot of that expanded stuff, a lot of the novels, a lot of the other stuff that came about wasn't or shouldn't necessarily be included in canon. Because it wasn't all approved by the actual creators.
But
right?
that's the difference between
in Star Wars.
No,
everything was the
Yes.
outline was written.
Thank you.
And the fact that now they're going to go back and say, well, George Lucas was wrong. That's not what happened. Let's just throw it out the window.
That's
I think
crazy.
that's a bigger mistake than what he did with Star Trek.
Thank you. Boom. Exactly. See, the thing is the books in Star Wars, the games in Star Wars, all of that are approved canon. And this, over time, as what has drawn me into the Star Wars universe is, you mean these games I'm spending my time on, these books that I am reading actually account towards canon? That's huge. That is unmatchable. And that's something that Star Trek has failed to deliver on. So now, are you telling me that they're going to jettison all of it? What actually made me a Star Wars fan? They're going to kick it all out the airlock? Because to be honest with you, that is extremely frustrating.
But you know what though? You're going to hate what I'm going to say.
Uh-oh.
They don't care about you.
It hurts on the inside.
They don't care about you. All they care about, Chris, is bringing in that new person that doesn't know shit about it.
They could have done this, and they could have gotten away with it in a different way. They could have done, they could have done new movies in the Star Wars universe and not destroyed canon.
Thank you.
By either going, my actual preference was to go way into the past,
right,
and look at the history of Yoda or the history of the Old Republic or something like that.
You know what?
I would have loved an origin story for Yoda. I think that would have been fantastic.
Here's the thing: is your idea there sustains an MMO. Star Wars: The Old Republic lives on cherishing everything that made Star Wars great, but then taking it back in time and looking at the proto-Star Wars universe, how it could have developed, how it might have developed, how events might have shaped it, and then it explores every nuance in that universe based on Star Wars 1,000 years ago. And it doesn't just explore that universe, it celebrates that universe. Its entire purpose to exist is based on that universe. But yet, somehow, even though they can get millions of users to subscribe for $15 a month, somehow, for 3 months, that will not sell enough tickets. And they will create something completely new that will invalidate all of the Star Wars games that I have played for the last 15 years. And by the way, I just want to reiterate, as a former Star Trek fan and a current Star Trek fan, apparently the thing that I am to love about the Star Wars universe, and the thing that makes me want to watch Star Wars, the thing that makes me want to read Star Wars, the thing that makes me want to play Star Wars, is the continuing universe between all of the genres, the Lucas-approved universe. And now what Disney wants to do is come and see my punch bowl and poop in it and say, sorry, Chris, all of that Star Wars you've invested in, it's gone.
Hey, Chris, can you tell us how you really feel about what's going on here? I mean, do you need a hug? John, can you give him a hug over there?
Chase?
He needs a hug. It's all right, man. Just let it out. It's
all right,
okay.
I feel good now. I feel a lot better now, to be honest with you. I feel a lot better.
You know, let's talk a little bit about how you feel maybe all those previous games might become invalidated with these new Star Wars movies. What are some of Joe, what are some of your first experiences with Star Wars games? I mean, for me, it goes back to, like, you know, Genesis days and actually Atari days, you know, playing Defender clones and stuff. But do you have, like, early memories of Star Wars video games at all?
You know, I can't really pinpoint the first Star Wars video game I ever played, but one that I know I spent a lot of time when was the old I think it was the SNES line of Star Wars games.
SNES?
Well, there's like Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Like it was called Super Star Wars, is what it was called on the SNES.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was.
Everything was super everything. This is when
yes,
you know, it was pretty good
back in the day, in stereo
that
too.
was...
By the way, in stereo. So that's how you knew it was a high-tech game.
Yeah, there you go. Super Star Wars, when Super Nintendo put super on everything.
Yeah. Hey Chase, let's go ahead and start this game up. All right, let's load this thing up.
Hold on, wait.
Hey,
wait for it.
Oh, hey.
Wait, what? Shh.
In a galaxy a long time ago.
Yes. And take down notice in 3, 2, 1. There we go. Yeah.
We're done.
So there you go.
But the thing I remember about that game was it was the side scroller main action, and then you would go to the land speeder flying through the.
Let's just skip
there
ahead.
you
Jump
go.
ahead.
Yeah,
so there's side scroller action.
There's Luke. You can tell by the blonde hair.
Wow, it's flowing.
Wavy one.
Now, wait, I don't remember in Star Wars the scorpion firing lasers. I don't. Can someone tell me about that? I don't remember.
Can I?
Well, it's okay. It's in the deserts at Tatooine. So
they just cut that from the movie.
I don't.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
What was that in?
It's like the big scene where he was looking at the starship. They just cut.
Okay,
They
was
filmed
that a
it, but they
deleted
didn't show
scene?
it.
I don't remember.
As
that.
Jay Huckabee says.
Holy crap! What?
Hey Chase, as Jay Huckabee says in the chat room, this was just a deleted scene that you missed.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, when he fought the scorpions.
Yeah, that George Lucas decided not to add $800 million for the computer graphics to re-release. That's one of those scenes. So, but I remember playing this game for a long time and having a really, really good time with it. And I thought there was a whole series of
Okay,
these.
let's not kid ourselves. Did you see the way that guy jumped? This was a reskin of Contra, and let's not even kid around. That's a reskin of Contra. And you know what's funny about this?
Well, that was.
But there was
also Super
games.
Return of the Jedi.
Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, Super Return of the Jedi. So.
Super Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
This
was on
SNES.
Super.
All the
Yeah.
games
hold
were
on,
Super,
he's got a lightsaber.
Oh yeah, look at Luke. Now he doesn't have flowing hair anymore.
Well, because he's more modern.
All right, I will say this: the lightsaber.
Well, this is
effect
after he's
looks...
Jedi, right? Look at his uniform. He's a full-on Jedi at this point.
Yeah, you can tell.
So, yeah. He's not
there's
wearing
some guy
the sandy
talking about
robes anymore or the little kid clothes.
Oh,
Yeah.
he just picked up a lightsaber.
A health sword.
Nice.
A health sword.
Oh, there you go.
Wait, that makes no sense.
Okay, wait a minute.
Well, you know.
I feel like what you guys
It's
are telling
a
me-
force thing, Chase. You wouldn't understand.
I feel like what you guys are telling me is that despite my perception that the Star Wars franchise has been hoarded out over the years.
Oh, it's been
Yes.
way hoarded out. I
It has been hoarded out a lot, but only second only really to Star Trek. I mean,
Right.
if we're
That's
gonna
what
be
I was gonna
honest.
say. Is like the only thing
Yeah.
that has it beat is Star Trek, where they
Now-
just sell to the lowest bidder.
Now, Chris, didn't you
Right.
play Knights of the Old Republic?
Who,
though?
me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah, I got some serious mileage.
Well,
out of Knights of the
wait.
Republic.
Knights of the Old Republic or
Yes.
the Old Republic MMORPG?
Both, as a matter of fact. I mean, the Old Republic MMO was seriously my bag. I really love
Is.
that. But Knights of the Old Republic, the game, this is one of the first PC games that like I really like installed myself and like needed the Matrox card with the upgrade to actually take advantage of. I felt like this. I actually think
This seems very boring to me so far, Chris.
Knights of the Old Republic is a good example of a franchise where they allow the use of their licensing appropriately. And you can look at a lot of big franchises over the history. I'm not going to say DuckTales, but let's just say DuckTales. I'm not going to say Star Trek, but let's just say Star Trek. Yeah. They don't get utilized properly. And the games are built on a TV budget. Star Wars, one thing I will give Star Wars that they have always done is they have always chosen the movie budget video games. And what I mean by that is the video games where they actually have a development house, the video games where they actually have people that are going to play it, where the games where they actually release them are big splashes.
How is this fun? I mean, right now so you have to pause, set up your shots, and then
Hit chase?
How is
Hit
this-
chase.
how
I'm
this
just
fun?
guessing. Have you played any of the Fallout games ever?
You don't have to pause.
yeah, but why is this person doing this so much?
Well, that's
Because
the-
they can change the attacks they're using. But
Yeah.
seriously, have you played Fallout at
Yeah,
all ever?
yeah,
Any of the Fallout games?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it's
I
an
know.
MMO, or I'm sorry, either it's an RPG.
This was.
It's-
It became an MMO.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was the
Yeah, the
inspiration.
Old Republic, which is currently available, you can go play right now. It's actually
Yeah.
a free-to-play MMORPG right now.
yeah.
Is a full MMO, but yeah, the Knights of the Republic, KOTOR and KOTOR 2, as they call them, were both good games.
So-
They were good RPGs if you were into that kind of gameplay.
Yep.
So you go from that.
Just because you're not driving around a tank shooting down Apache's chase doesn't mean it's a crappy game.
Called
I'm
you
just
out,
saying.
and
Now-
he's right. Called you out,
now,
and he's right.
Now, Chris, you went from that, and you do some,
Who, me?
Yeah, you do stuff over there at Jupiter Broadcasting.
Never.
You do a few shows. We talked about them at the top of the show, but one of the things that you did.
Coming up on this week's
Wait, is
episode
that
of
you,
Torque,
Chris?
We visit the Guardians
that
of
you?
the Old Republic, the Jedi.
It's an Indiana Jones show, right? Look at that
It's
hat.
Indiana Jones.
that hat.
Clearly.
That hat has to be Indiana Jones.
We're breaching. We're going across Lucasfilm properties. for
I am
Indiana
going to
Jones.
go
another
to I
another
love
movie that
George
only ever
Lucas
had 3
so
movies.
much. I love him so much. That graphic, by the way, was pretty good.
Thank you. Yeah, you see that right there
Did
too?
you make that?
Oh, well, I didn't make it.
No.
but people working for me made that.
So you go from the Knights of the Old Republic to this,
yes,
and this looks good.
I would argue this is the best MMO on the market today.
Really,
Yeah.
the best, even better than World of Warcraft.
Well-
the Star Wars: The Old Republic podcast with unlimited
Better than
power.
Eve?
Let me
My
ask you
name
this,
is Chris,
Chase.
and
Yeah.
joining us
Do you like
every
sci-fi or do you
single
like
two
fantasy?
lovely hosts.
I like
like
sci-fi.
when you're watching movies. Do you like sci-fi or
Sci-fi.
Hello there, Heather.
Hello there.
There you go.
Chris.
We got a show coming up. We're going to talk all things Jedi
That's
Knight,
it.
Jedi
Okay.
Counselor, or
If
Counselor.
if you like
Counselor.
sci-fi stuff,
And,
then
we'll get
Star
also
Wars: The Old
jump
Republic.
into a new segment and a new Q&A. Not
Are
to
you
mention
gonna-
Nikki's going to
It's weird to talk over myself.
You can't do that. You can't. Here, I'll.
Here's
pot
the
you
best
down.
thing about Star Wars: The Old Republic
Okay.
is it is sort of the best of a Star Wars games and the best of a MMO and the best of a just pick up and play. They have still today. I think that SOTOR is one of the best MMOs out there, even though I don't do a show on it anymore. One of the things I like as somebody who doesn't have a lot of time to play is you can jump in and do space combat. You can get rewards for your player. You can add to your experience points. You can get like medals and stuff like that. Just playing space combat, just really quick, 15 minutes, you're done, you're good.
Yeah.
It was a really good game. And while we make jokes about it, I definitely noticed that, I don't know if it was LucasArts, I don't know who was making the final decision, but somebody in the position of power on what game should be licensed around the Star Wars universe, somebody in the position of power was making the right decision. And while the Star Trek license went out to like low rent, sort of low budget agencies to do the game development, Star Wars held out for the big budgets like BioWare, and they produced amazing games.
Now, wasn't BioWare then Crytek bought them, or I'm confused? Or
No,
no,
it's still
that's-
BioWare.
It's still BioWare. Okay.
Yeah, you might be familiar with BioWare. They've made some games you might be familiar with.
Yeah.
And it is really Have you played it?
No.
It is really a good game. They have everything's voice acted.
So
Incredible
BioWare
story.
actually was acquired. They're owned by EA now. All
Oh,
signs
look,
lead back to
you
EA.
look up totally obsessed. Yeah, you just agreed with yourself. You do love this game.
It is a good game.
Very good. John, do you have any Star Wars memories at all? I mean,
Other
any
than
games
watching the
other
movies?
than watching the movies?
No,
None?
none.
Why not? Why didn't you just not get involved and
No.
didn't care?
I'm
Well,
too
it
old for
seems
that.
like John would have the longest history, right? I mean, he would be able to remember back further than
Well, he
any
went
of
to
the
the-
rest
Are
of
you
us.
calling him old?
Well, John went to the theater, actually. He waited in line and watched the original Star Wars, 4 in the theater.
Wow.
Yeah. He actually got to meet George Lucas, right? Wasn't that
His buddy George.
No.
He just calls him G.
No.
Well, we can run down some of the games that came out over the years that maybe we have good memories or bad memories of.
Well, there's a Steam sale going on right now, actually.
There is,
there
actually.
is, but unfortunately, not all of the best games are in the Steam
And
sale.
I
Only the games that are on Steam.
gifted one to somebody last night, not from my collection, but I just I bought it for him. I gave one away,
What a jerk.
and he couldn't redeem the key. It wouldn't work.
Too much demand?
Did you gift it to him in Steam?
Yeah. He said it couldn't reach this key server.
We're all out of keys, guys.
Oh yeah, Steam has had lots of weird issues over the last few days.
But
A
yeah,
couple of days, Steam has been crap.
But you take a look here, the
Yeah.
Star Wars Collection 2014. You can get it now for $33.99, and it comes with all of this: Battlefront 2, Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast, Jedi Knight Dark Forces 2, Jedi Academy, Mysteries of the Sith, and on and on and on and on and on. Some of these
so they're
will
like
work on
Pokemon,
Apple.
where you got to get them all.
That's right. And some of these, by the way, will work on Apple as well. Like Knights of the Old Republic will work on
All right.
Apple.
All right, Mr. Nunes. From this
Yep.
list, what have you personally played?
None.
You're kidding me.
No.
Really?
I'm being
Seriously?
honest. I'm serious.
Jedi Knight,
Chase, I'm not even being this to be a dick.
not even Dark Forces.
These
No,
are Chase.
I haven't.
Chase,
Oh,
I'm not even saying this to be a jerk, but these are some of the best games ever.
Chris, I'm gonna need you to do something.
Go ahead.
Since you
I'm here
have a
physically.
rough idea on how to do a podcast and run stuff, I need
Right.
you to go over there and
Just take
beat
over.
Chase to death
Okay.
and take over the
I'll
show.
take over because I'll be honest
Because
with
he
you.
clearly is not qualified
Yeah.
to host this
and it's
when he
not-
hasn't played any of these Star
These
Wars
are
games that we're talking
literally some of the best video games ever created. Not the best Star Wars games, not the best sci-fi games, not the best
Yeah.
first-person shooters. Literally, Chase.
Yeah.
Look at
Yeah.
me. Chase.
Yeah,
Look at me.
I'm looking.
No, you're not.
No, I am. I'm multitasking.
Make eye contact with me.
I'm making eye contact.
These are the best games ever made. These are the best games ever made. And
Okay,
you should
now wait,
play
wait.
some of these.
Chris, you
Yeah.
want to get sick?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey Chase, what did you play in Star Trek Online?
What do you mean? What did I play?
How much did you play Star Trek Online? Did you
Well, Chris-
did you like
Chris-
that game?
Chris
Did you
knows.
play that
Joe,
one
don't
more?
get me upset, Joe. Joe, I feel like you're about to get me upset right now, Joe. I got to prepare myself a shot before Chase
I'm
answers
pretty
this
safe.
question.
I'm a few hundred miles away. I'm not too worried about it.
But
Yeah.
here's the thing: you guys get on my case. I like Star Wars games. I have Star Wars games right here.
Pinball right here, buddy.
I mean,
Yeah,
This is,
Hey.
I mean, does this not count?
Are you playing this on your iPad, dude?
No, I'm playing this on
on
here.
the PC.
Oh.
But actually, now
pretty
what-
sure that Star Wars Pinball is not part of canon, though. I'm just gonna say.
not part of what?
Canon, Chase. It's something us Star Wars fans care about.
Yeah.
And there you go. Nice.
Yeah, I got the skill shot there.
Yeah.
And then the
Yeah,
super
that's
skill shot right at
fantastic.
the middle. Got it. 2 million.
You know what's a little
That's-
depressing is how little of this game is lost when you translate it to a tablet. Because I'm going to tell you, I've been playing this on the tablet, and pretty much everything is right here.
Yeah,
Um,
it's pretty much all the same.
I'm not kidding, though. Battlefront and
Yeah.
Jedi Outcast and Jedi Academy and
Well, Dark Forces back in the day was one of the best FPSs.
and
it was
Knights
fantastic.
of the Old Republic.
Yep,
These
awesome. A pair of really good RPGs.
Yes, exactly, Joe. Exactly.
Yeah.
These are not good games. These are the best games ever.
We'll just ignore Empire at War. That's okay.
Well, yeah, okay.
And
yeah. And Dark Forces was good attempt, but it's kind of it felt derivative. And Dark Forces 2 did as well, but Dark Forces 2. But you know what? Outside of that, it's really good. Chase,
Well, you know what I'm thinking, Chris.
lay it on me, buddy.
I'm thinking that if I do bust this out and start playing, these games.
You mean 5 years to 10 years too late? Yeah.
Well, one thing I might do is play them, right here on this NVIDIA Shield.
Oh. Tell me about this, Chase.
Well,
you got it, Chase.
Yeah.
An NVIDIA Shield?
NVIDIA Shield. Now,
What?
Joe
Wow,
was the first person.
Welcome to 9 months ago, Chase.
Was the
Holy
first
smokes.
person in this group. What got you, attracted to the NVIDIA Shield, Joe? Because I was with you when you picked it up at
Actually,
PAX.
can I
Yeah.
be honest? I thought Joe was
Yeah.
crazy. I thought Joe was just
Really?
being an NVIDIA fanboy. Yeah. I thought when Joe was talking about the NVIDIA Shield, oh, there goes Joe again, talking about how great NVIDIA is. Burp, 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 burp. Let's now hold on, let me tune out and wait for him to talk about Apple. Burp, 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 burp.
Right.
I mean, but actually, it's pretty great.
It's pretty good. Now,
Yeah.
Joe, why did you want to get it first? Because I was with you at PAX when you picked it up.
yeah.
You got the combo deal. It came with the case and everything.
Yep.
Why did you want and you got it pretty much sight unseen. You just picked it up because it's an NVIDIA Shield.
You're like, hey, I know NVIDIA makes
Well, no,
good stuff.
I had.
Oh, you did?
I knew a number of people who had one, and I'd played with one at PDX Lands previous. We'd had hands on them for. We got at PDX Land. We had 2 of the first ones pre-production, as development units that kind of got passed around staff stage for a while.
Oh, okay.
And so I had some experience with them, but I really wasn't totally sold on until I did a couple things. One was the game streaming. So you can stream games from your PC right to the device and play them, and they actually works pretty well. The other one is of course it's a full-up Android device.
Yeah.
So all of the Android games that are out there work on it, but that includes the Android emulators.
Yeah.
So the SNES emulator, the NES emulator, the GameCube emulator kind of works.
Can I interrupt right here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like as somebody who's not super hot on the Android platform but kind of watches it skeptically, you can't understate what Joe just said. Like, getting all of the Android games with a really good, really well implemented controller really actually matters. Like, it matters more than I thought I would. I didn't actually expect touch games. I think that was my biggest holdup. I didn't expect touch games to translate as well to the controller. And they really translate very well.
And it really depends on the game, though, too. There are games. So one of the problems with mobile gaming in general, and this is on whether it's on Android or iOS or Windows Phone or whatever, is touchscreens are hard to. There's no tactile feedback.
Right.
So there are some games that work really well on it. Thinking off the top of my head, some of the physics games.
Sure.
Like that stupid Fruit Ninja, whatever that stupid thing was.
Yeah, sure.
There's games like that really need a touchscreen that work really well in, or tabletop card games. There's a bunch of those.
Yeah.
Hearthfire just came out for mobile, and that actually works really, really well on mobile.
Right.
iPads and stuff like that. But a lot of those games that they say are mobile games are terrible to play on a touchscreen. And having a full-on controller built into it, and a really high-quality quality controller, really, really is nice.
Yeah.
And now they've made it even better since then. So they now have the NVIDIA Grid games where you can play some of the different games streamed directly to your device. You're playing on a cloud somewhere.
Now that's in beta.
Sort of like on live.
But that's in beta and only
the,
available to people on the West Coast, though. Be clear. You got to be within a 60 millisecond ping of their San Jose servers. It's only really available for people on the West Coast. It's not going to really work well.
But okay, so fine. You don't have access to that.
I know. I'm just
There's
letting
game
people
stream
know.
over the internet now too.
Yeah.
So you can game stream from your home PC to your Shield if the connection's good enough.
Yeah.
Wherever you are. So there is still quite a lot of capability there.
Yeah.
And it is a good device.
I guess what I feel like you guys are talking about is all stuff that any of us know who've read blog posts. But the thing about the NVIDIA Shield that is pretty hard to put like text around is it actually feels really good in the hand. And the speakers...
Little heavy, though. Little heavy.
I don't even...
Oh, I don't know. I think the weight is just
so.
about right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the weight
Yeah,
is just...
I agree.
If it was any lighter, I think it would feel... It'd start
Cheap.
feeling like a 6-axis controller.
Yeah. And the speakers are fantastic. And they're not
Yeah.
just kind of
And they're-
fantastic, they're really fantastic.
And they're pointed right at you.
Yes, and that actually makes a big difference when gaming. And the touchscreen isn't kind of good. It's a really good touchscreen. And the buttons on the controller aren't okay. I wish this was my controller for every single game I play on every single platform because it is that good. The buttons feel that good. And I think what I didn't quite appreciate is how good of an end-to-end solution NVIDIA has here. I thought, honestly, Joe, what I thought this was NVIDIA's...
Here he is, by the way, using the console mode, playing it on his TV. That's the one thing. Look, that's one thing I think it's awesome.
Yeah, but I'll be honest with you. When Joe was talking about this 9 months ago, what I thought Joe was talking about was a platform to demonstrate how good the Tegra chipset is, and that's all this thing was. It is legitimately a fun gaming platform to actually own, and that said, I wish now that I have tried Chase's, I wish I actually owned one. And not just for myself, but also for my kids, because it feels good, it plays well, the buttons respond well, the games available are good. And the thing about Android is it is becoming ubiquitous enough that like it's got Netflix, it's got Plex, it's got ZNES, it's got the latest games. It's all in a touch system that also has the capability of streaming my games from my desktop. Maybe this is Crazy Chris living in the future.
Yeah.
But to me, this is the kind of thing that absolutely and unequivocally destroys iOS.
Last night I had this busted out and I was watching some YouTube on it, and that's when I realized, just another cool feature is, those front-facing speakers and how you're basically, this thing is not just loud, it's really loud, but crisp.
Also,
it's
the
sound.
clarity. It's
Yeah.
the clarity of that sound. It's not just loud. It's the clarity of the sound.
10-hour battery life. It's got a mini HDMI out port.
Yeah,
which
so you
is
could
real
plug
simple.
it into your TV if you wanted to.
This is where the console mode. So here's the cool thing about this. So you can stream games obviously from your PC to this thing and play it on this screen, but you could stream games from your PC to this thing, then hook this up to your TV. And now this is basically your Steam box on your TV.
That's it, right there.
Right.
Yeah.
It really is.
That's so freaking cool.
You get everything that's available on
So
your
cool.
PC, and
Yep.
you get everything that's available on Android. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. If you told me this 2 years ago, I would laugh at your face. Oh, you've got Android games? How great. How great for you. But actually, now, today, the NVIDIA, that platform actually makes it a real thing that is advantageous to me buying that platform. And Chase, what did I say when you brought that over to the studio? I said, gosh, I kind of like to have this so that way me and my son could play on this.
Yeah, and the cool thing, too, is, if you and Dylan both had one of these, or if, you and I both had one of these, we can go ahead and we can link up and play games, and it would work like it's no problem. That's the best part.
It kind of makes tablet gaming, and I'm going to be honest, because John right here has a Nexus 7 Generation 2.
Well, maybe John should have bought the Tegra Note.
Well, no. I don't mean to hate. John's got one of the best Android platforms out there, and this still seems like a better gaming platform.
But all right. So Joe, is the Tegra Note also $200 now? Is the Note 7? So John,
Tegra Note 7 is $200. Same price as the Nexus 7.
This, John, take it back, quick.
Yeah. Too late. The big difference is the Tegra Note has the same. I think it's a slightly downclock version of the same exact chipset that's in the Shield.
So Rotten Corpse in the chat room is asking, does this work on Steam? Yes.
The game stream does.
The game stream does, and it works. I'll fire up a game up right now.
What is it?
Really well.
Is it
with this
using?
thing. It's amazing.
Yeah.
What is it using for the streaming? Is it the same thing that Steam streaming is using? Because
No,
that's
it's-
solid.
No, it's built into NVIDIA's drivers. So you do have to be running an NVIDIA card.
6 or 7 series card.
So if Chase had an ATI card right now, he couldn't stream his games.
Nope.
You could not game stream to the Shield.
Well, that's your fault for buying ATI. Let's be honest.
Pretty much. Yeah.
But second of all,
you prioritized mining over your video card. Yeah, I get it.
Exactly. But what I think is happening is I think NVIDIA and Valve are like hanging out together at the bar, and they're like, hey bro, you doing some game streaming? I could do some game streaming. Because Steam streaming and NVIDIA streaming, to me, from the technology standpoint, seem exactly identical.
So is this price drop right now? It's $199 if you want to go buy it right now.
I should go buy it right now.
And they said it was only going to be for the month of April. Now we're in May.
Are you kidding me? Are you serious? I'm literally gonna go buy it right now.
Yeah. That's what they said. Well, they said limited time for the month of April.
Yeah.
Now it's May.
From Amazon?
Yeah, you can get it on Amazon. I'm pretty sure. geekgamer.tv/Amazon.
I know if you can't get it on Amazon, I know it's on. It's $200 on Amazon.
So wait,
so get it there.
I go to
definitely.
geekgamer.tv/.
Amazon.
Amazon. Okay, I'll
if
go
you
there right
just
now.
want the straight Amazon link.
Yeah, I'll go do that right now and I'll go buy it.
Yeah, there's a banner there you can click on and it takes you right there.
Okay, so I go to geekgamer.tv/Amazon.
Yeah, that's right. /Amazon. Yeah.
Okay, I'll go there right now.
Yeah, yeah. And then you click on that banner, and then what happens, Chris, is part of your shopping experience goes to support Geek Gamer TV. Can you believe that?
No, I can't believe that.
Yeah.
It's like too easy.
So, like, for example, I'm going to do like what you're doing right now. I'm going to click on this link here that says Amazon, and I'm going to go and type in here, let's see, NVidia Shield.
NVidia, I've heard of them before.
They make video cards, I think. But right here, right here.
And shields.
And shields. And then, by the way, Chris, you could also get your carrying case. They also have carbon fiber skins that you can put on the I just realized this the other day. I felt so stupid. So this silver part right here, magnetic.
Yeah, it comes off.
It's magnetic.
It just comes off, yeah.
It's
and your serial number's underneath it.
I know, isn't that crazy? Amazing.
I have a question for you guys.
Yes.
And I'm not even being like that guy. Does this not seem like NVIDIA is just... Think about it in the broader context. Tablets are super important. Smartphones are super important to NVIDIA's bottom line. This is really a question for Joe. But Joe, does this not seem like does this not just seem like NVIDIA just trying to show off what they can do, and a couple of years down the road, maybe they just give up?
Well, I think that part of what spawned the Shield is, and to a lesser degree the Tegra Note, is, remember, NVIDIA released their Tegra chipset quite a while ago. And they've been steadily upgrading it. However, most of the industry has looked at either the Qualcomms or some of the other chipsets for their Android devices, probably because the NVIDIA stuff was a little too expensive, and they were looking at bottom line, how much money can we make, not how much of an experience or how good the experience for our end users is going to be. I mean, honestly, they're making Android equipment in the first place. So I think that this was sort of a, look, all you guys using these other chipsets, screw you. This is where you should be gaming on Android. And I think that's really what the Shield started as. And I think that's what it's going to continue being. Now, NVIDIA at CES announced their new graphics chipset. It hasn't made its way into devices yet.
And that would be Tegra.
That's probably why the Shield got dropped in price.
Tegra what?
The Tegra 4 is what's out right now, I think.
So,
the Tegra Note.
Joe, I know you watch Apple, and you see their latest processor. And their latest, the latest processor from Apple is pretty badass. Is this not just Apple and NVIDIA kind of being like, well, look, we can do XYZ with the App Store. And then NVIDIA comes along and says, well, look, we can do this with our apps. If you just write for us, hey, guys, if you just write for us, all you need, hey, everybody, all you need for the most amazing gaming experience is a Tegra chip. That's pretty convenient for NVIDIA to say, all you need is an Tegra chip. And then you have all the other manufacturers say, well, we include a GPU built with our CPU. You don't need that Tegra stuff. You don't need to spend the extra money. Isn't this just NVIDIA trying to say, hey, everybody, look at us. Look what great games we can do. Hey, industry, standardize on us. Doesn't everybody want a Tegra? And then once the entire industry moves over to that, NVIDIA just kind of pulls back and says, hey, you know what? We're good. Like the Shield literally to me seems like, hey, everybody, look what we can do. Do you not see it that way?
Oh.
Well, no, that is exactly how I see it.
Yeah.
I think it's I think that's exactly the way it was interpreted, or the way.
But what's the long term?
The way they did that is the industry was largely ignoring Tegra.
Yeah.
Because it was too expensive.
But
or
what's
whatever.
the long term play there?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, once you've proven what Tegra can do.
So let's say they sell a couple million Shields, and we'll add another 500,000 or a million notes onto it.
Okay,
that's a very, very small percentage of the Android smartphone market.
It is a drop in the bucket.
So the idea is this gets attention, and it sells the GPUs or the Tegra chipsets to other handset makers to use in their products. So imagine if you can get the same graphics level with this that this has, or better with the new K1, in your HTC One that fails with a bad camera, or you can get it in, or maybe Google moves it to that for their next Nexus 5 phone, or whatever. And the NVIDIA guy who's been at PDXland a few times has even said they're more than willing to shop this to Apple to use in their handsets.
Right.
They don't really care.
No.
The idea for them is they don't care about an OS. They don't care about selling OS. They don't really even care about selling hardware. They want to sell chipsets.
Yeah, they're making good chips.
Right,
Well,
and
yeah.
that's their whole end game.
I'm all about
So-
that. Yeah.
Well,
So I think that's their real goal here is they're trying to push, and because the industry was ignoring Tegra previously, there weren't very many Tegra devices.
Well,
They're saying, look,
my question goes
if
to
we
John.
get it popular enough, people start demanding it, handset makers will start using it.
My question goes to
And they'll sell
John.
more.
So let's take John, and just for the sake of argument, let's say, John, you're average consumer. You're buying a Nexus tablet.
Uh-huh.
You want some of this, but you just want a good tablet experience. Where do you fall down on this?
Yeah, well, as far as I wanted to butt in on that was you're talking about where are they going with the Shield on longevity. Why did Google start making this?
Yeah.
And look at we're already second generation on this.
Yes.
They're not dumping it.
Wouldn't you prefer to buy the next Nexus tablet and just have some good games? Did you, John? I'm gonna be
Well,
honest.
actually-
You talk about the monthly expense or talk about the expense. Do you really want to buy an NVIDIA Shield when you already have a tablet?
Well, there's a reason why. I mean, I don't do gaming that way.
Okay.
So and that's why I went with the tablet.
But see, John also doesn't have any experience doing retro gaming. He never grew up on that
Yeah,
stuff. He
I
never,
guess
he never
so.
got. But wait, but you also bought a Nintendo 3DS though, so you are getting into that handheld gaming
I guess,
area.
What I feel like is we can easily trivialize John's gaming preferences based on our superior PC master race preferences. But the reality is what John represents is not even like the majority, but like a demonstrous majority. Like we're talking 99.9%, and we represent like a tiny percent. And what John wants to do is John wants to know that he can buy a freaking tablet, and that freaking tablet will play all the games for like what, the next 2 years? That seems reasonable to you, right?
Yeah.
The next 2 years. So when we're talking about all this Tegra crap and we're talking about NVIDIA streaming and all that crap, does it even matter?
Not to me for what I wanted.
This is what I'm talking about. And this is NVIDIA's problem. Is what that answer just was right there was it's not our answer, it's not Chase's answer, it's not Joe's answer, but it is all of America's answer. And not even like a little bit. It's not even a joke. That is literally America and the rest of the world's answer. And not even by like a little percent, but like billions of people answer that way. So what NVIDIA needs to do is say, hey, you know what we can do? We can provide that same answer and not in the Shield. And so far, what I am seeing does not answer that problem. NVIDIA has got an awesome device for 1%, which might equal maybe, at best case scenario, 300 million people in the entire effing world. So how do you, as NVIDIA, sell me on, I don't know, 7 billion other people in the world? How do you sell me on this device? Because I'm not seeing it. And by the way, I'm saying that as somebody who just effing bought the NVIDIA Shield. I don't see the sales pitch for 7 billion other people in the world. Sell me on it, because I'm not seeing it.
Well, here's the thing, right? Is if it comes, so for the majority of those people, it's about price, right? Not about features. If it was about more than price,
Well, remember, it was
then we wouldn't
$299.
see.
It
We
was
wouldn't
two-
see. Yeah, well, but wait, if it was about more than price, then we wouldn't see the Nexus 7 being a fairly popular tablet. We wouldn't see the iPad Mini being as popular or more popular than the full-size iPad.
Hold on.
No.
No. You just
And then
compared the
second to
Nexus 7
price-
to the iPad Mini. Let's not
second
kid
to price.
ourselves. The iPad Mini has outsold the Nexus 7. The Nexus 7 does not exist. Compared to the iPad
and
Mini.
the Tegra Note next to the Nexus 7, just if we're on the subject of scale, doesn't compare to the Nexus 7 in sales.
Right.
Okay?
Right,
And
yeah.
the reason for that, and the reason for both of those, has nothing to do with features and everything to do with two things: price and marketing.
Amen.
Google has a market cap of $527 billion.
Right.
Billion dollars,
Right,
okay?
right.
$500 billion.
Right.
NVIDIA, less than $20 billion.
Right.
Okay, so yes, Google can, NVIDIA can make a fantastic device. They can do unbelievable things. When Google drops $5 billion marketing, it doesn't even hurt. NVIDIA, that's 20% of their company.
Thank you. So how does NVIDIA fix this problem? Because I'll be honest with you, I'm looking at the various solutions in front of us. NVIDIA for gamers is offering the best solution.
Because what they're doing is they're going after the niche. They're sponsoring LAN parties. They're going to conventions. They're doing their tried and true marketing methods. of going after those advanced users. And
So
but
Google
maybe
is
that's all they
looking-
want to do. Maybe that's all they want to do, Chris. Maybe they're not looking at the major big stream and stuff. I know you're stroking it over there, but maybe that's all they're maybe that's all they want. That maybe that's what they're comfortable with.
But think about it this way too: is that gaming is becoming more and more accepted in general population.
Right.
A lot of people are more into gaming,
Yes.
especially younger than us even is much more into gaming and
Right.
mobile devices
I would agree.
than previously.
There's no way
So
John
if
can
they
sleep
can
during this,
get-
by the way. No way.
If they can,
no way.
if they can get that group hooked on NVIDIA products going forward, they're going to have a market that they can sell to in the future.
I feel like that's...
On the other hand, no, sure, Google can keep selling Nexus 7s to 40 and 50-year-olds and not care.
Yeah. I mean, I totally grok what you're saying, but I feel like that's 1980s Apple. Like, Apple's like, well, if we just put an Apple II in front of everybody, then everybody will use Macs. And then, by the way, Microsoft gets told...
I'll keep that in mind with my unbelievable stock split that just got announced. So I'm good. I'm not going to worry about that.
Okay, fair point. Fair point. But I'm just saying, like, nobody. Like, and I don't even mean that in a little way, right? I mean that in a really big way. Nobody is talking about NVIDIA Shield when they're talking about getting the next tablet, when they're talking about getting the next gaming platform. Nobody, except for the 3 guys in this room, are talking about NVIDIA Shield. So how does NVIDIA...
Well, look, it took me. Look how long it took me. It took me 9 months, and then I got a unit here to review, and I'm just like astounded by it.
Yeah.
I mean, but and there's like more and more I'm starting to uncover.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking, well, if it was $300, I wouldn't buy it. Now it's $200. Wow.
Right.
What a crazy
Well,
difference a price can make.
I'm going to be honest with you, Chase.
Yeah.
Like, I was totally Mr. Poo-Poo on the NVIDIA Shield until I got my hands on it. And now
Everyone
I'm thinking,
says that about my Shield.
well, that's
Once
the
you
thing.
get your hands on it,
I think it's the way it looks. I'm not going to...
I
don't want to
understand.
I don't want to be judgy.
it's got a
but
good weight to it. It feels good in the hands. I understand.
It's the size that gets me. I
I
just
know.
don't think
It's
it's
a
a
big-
big
it's a
enough.
good
poo-poo on
size.
it. This kind of worries me.
Yeah, exactly. So now that I look at it, I think now that I've held it, now that I've played with it, now that DuckTales rocked that my NVIDIA Shield when I played with it, it obviously is like it enters that category that is like obvious, right? Like it literally goes from, oh, I don't know about this to obvious. You should get this if you want to play games on an Android. Right? Like, it makes Ouya look like a freaking joke. Ouya looks like a clown show compared to the NVIDIA Shield. And I don't mean
To
that
be
like
fair,
a little
Ouya
bit.
looked like a clown show pretty much from the
Yes,
beginning.
exactly.
Now-
NVIDIA comes in and is like, here's how you do it, by the way.
DX9S in the chat room wants to know, is there a controller option for the Tegra tablet? Yeah, Bluetooth.
Any Bluetooth,
Bluetooth
controller,
controller.
So the Moga Pad,
or you can use.
you know what?
Ouya,
I wonder if you
or-
could use that USB adapter to use an Xbox controller with it. A wired
Oh,
Xbox
I
controller.
might try that.
I wanna go
think
back.
you can. I think you can.
You
Hold
might be
on.
able to. That'd be
Hold
kind of
on.
cool.
Can we jump in the Doc Brown time machine? Because I want to go back to the
Oh,
Ouya.
jeez.
Real quick.
I think
Real
what
quick.
Okay.
Okay.
So Ouya, a neat Kickstarter project that got a lot of funding based on the Android platform. I think what it single-handedly did was underplay the value of Android as a gaming platform, not just for the Kickstarter followers, but for the entire world. Because honestly, after buying an Ouya and hooking up to my TV, I turned the Ouya on for exactly 15 minutes, and I thought, oh, this is neat. I will never, ever in my life use this again. And I, honest to God, have never turned the Ouya on
All right.
since the first time I turned it on.
Then-
The NVIDIA Shield is legit. It is here. It is actually a good gaming platform.
Well, guess
And
what, Chris?
What I can't reconcile is the gap between the Ouya and the NVIDIA Shield. And what I cannot figure out is how you pitch an Ouya versus an NVIDIA Shield. Because honestly, the NVIDIA Shield is legit, and it is here, and it works.
Hey, good news, Chris. You can use your Ouya controller with the NVIDIA Shield.
There you go.
So you didn't waste any money.
Or probably the Tegra Note.
And actually, the Ouya controller is pretty decent.
Chase,
it's a Bluetooth controller.
do you have an Ouya?
Yeah, it's in the box. It's sitting right over here.
Have you
Yeah,
tried the controller?
in the box.
It's a
the
Bluetooth
only time he had
controller.
it out was for the unboxing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was a Bluetooth. It's a Bluetooth controller.
And
it's
it
just a
sucks huge balls.
But
you know
it's
what though? If you want to, honestly, if you
wireless
want a half decent Bluetooth controller, the Amazon Fire controller is actually pretty good.
Oh yeah, actually, because it's also made by the same controller that's similar to whatever. Hey,
But don't you think this would be the strength of the Shield platform is if it could tie in with if I as a casual platform user could buy an NVIDIA Shield when I'm serious about my gaming, but I could also have an Android machine and I could also have a Fire TV machine. I mean, what? I mean, I don't want to oversell the Jesus platform, but the NVIDIA Shield to me seems like the one element to tie them all together. Am I wrong? But is it just me, or does the NVIDIA Shield seem like it's promising to tie my smartphone to my Fire TV to my console gamer all accidentally? Like NVIDIA's like, hey, bro, you want to use some gaming? We'll hook you up.
It's the
and
one
then by
tech to
mistake.
rule
You know what
them
though?
all.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
I think it ties stuff together, but I don't think it ties together Android devices as much as it ties together NVIDIA products. So, you know, you need to, in order to do the game streaming, you have to have an NVIDIA card. You need the Shield, of course, or the Tegra Note to do the streaming onto your TV. And I think that while Steam would help that, it's not really necessary for a native Steam app on Android with Android games because of the game streaming. That's the whole idea.
Right.
So I don't know that would really help anything.
I think that's a benefit.
What do you mean?
Well, not being reliant on Valve to actually get it up and deliver.
Right.
I mean, God forbid that for 10 minutes in the gaming industry, somebody besides Valve actually has their S together. I mean, God forbid. Like, hold on, everybody. Prepare yourselves. Somebody from Valve can actually deliver on what they actually say out loud. Whoa, my mind is blown.
hey, you know what else is awesome? I got to make a segue. We're out of time. Jay Huckabee is awesome. His real name is Joe Huckabee.
Who?
I'm
Don't worry
going
about it,
to explain who this guy is. He's a
Just
great
mute Chris and don't worry about it.
he is a great friend of the show. And
He is, big time.
what he has developed is something called a mirror bot that allows you to have chat in one IRC channel on a different IRC server and vice versa, send those messages back and forth. And the one cool thing is, if you've been participating during our live show today, you've noticed messages coming from GGGTV. I think it's what it is. It's like it's GGGTV or it's Twitch chat on one side and GGGTV on the other.
Oh, that's nice.
And so Jay Huckabee has been very, very kind enough to take this project and put it up on GitHub. It is completely open source and available to you all right now. And he's got documentation to back it all up and everything. And I'm using this currently. We were the guinea pig for this project because I really wanted a solution where we can bridge the gap, because we love our own IRC channel, but at the same time, people who game on Twitch, they don't want to go anywhere else.
And they
want to stay
find that
there.
chat room. They just find that chat room.
Right. And so it's just there. It's actually GGTVV.
So this is 2 IRC channels, 1 show?
Yep.
Like 2 cups?
No,
1 show?
no. But the great thing is it can be on different networks. It doesn't matter. It works great.
So 2 channels, 1 show?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's available to y'all. And most Twitch streamers probably won't set this up because it involves some stuff.
Computers are hard for Twitch streamers.
It involves for computer stuff. Computers. By the way, I want to remind all you guys, we do have an app on the Roku. You can find it at ggtv.me/Roku. There you can watch this show live as we record it on Sunday evenings, 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 Eastern, at live.geekgamer.tv. You can also check out all the previous shows of Geek Gamer TV and Geek Gamer Weekly, Minecraft Me, and other special show coverage all right there. And in case you haven't yet, you can look at my show notes and all that fun stuff. I want to say a big thanks to this guy right here, Mr. Chris Fisher. Chris!
Sir.
What are you doing over at Jupiter Broadcasting these days?
Should I start in reverse order?
You could start in reverse order.
Well, today
Back that up.
We record.
Back that up.
You guys know,
Yeah.
you guys know, we just recorded today the world's largest Linux podcast over at Jupiter Broadcasting.
I've heard of that show. It's called what? The Linux
Action Show.
Linux Action Show?
Yep,
Wow.
and then
Yeah, right
the
there.
day before, TechSnap, which is a systems network and administration podcast.
Yeah.
If you're a sysadmin, that'd be a good one for you.
Yep.
If you like BSD, you could check out
What's BSD?
now.
Is that big, stupid...
Yep. You pretty much got it.
Okay,
Finish,
all right.
finish that. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead and finish that, Chase.
Dong,
or douchebag.
Yeah.
Or
And you might have heard of the show Unfiltered, which is
I've heard of that show.
freakishly just 5 episodes away from 100.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
And we're not doing any shirts. We're not doing anything. Really? Really?
You
did a shirt for TechSnap 100, but we don't get a shirt?
Let me ask
I
you
mean,
something.
seriously, I'm going to get really loud here, and I'm just going to start yelling for no apparent reason other than get a stupid shirt.
Hey, Chase.
Yeah, it's Chris.
I mean, it kind of seems like a gimmick.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, continue.
We've got a bunch of we basically do 8 shows a week over Jupiter.
Wow, that's crazy, man.
I know.
It's crazy.
I
And
know. I don't know how it happens.
You just opened up a new studio, which is great, which is 5 minutes from my house, which is great. I love it. It's so close.
6 minutes if I wanted to be technical.
Yeah, fair enough.
Although I made it today in 4. So
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
If you stopped at a
All right.
stoplight.
Hey,
or
can you
anything.
beat 4? Because
Yeah,
I made it in 4
I probably
minutes.
can, but I'm not going to push.
4 minutes, 40 seconds. What's up?
Yeah, I heard you slide into a stop in front of the house out here on that street when he got here.
Well,
I think he was drinking before he got here.
Oh,
yes.
don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. Joseph Falbey, he's a server administrator for the Minecraft Me server. He's a great co-host and an awesome friend. You can follow him on Twitter at Falbey, Falbey. And if you want to see more of Joe, minecraftme.com for the Minecraft show that I do with Joe.
Oh,
Yeah,
would that be Minecraft Me?
that would be Minecraft Me.
Huh, I've heard of that.
Yeah,
I've
it's a-
seen it
And
on the internet.
I do actually know what BSD stands for.
Berkeley Systems. I'll just leave the rest for you.
John Kessler, always just Ducky, not on any form of social media, but you can find him on this show every single week, giving us his really long and sustainable monologues about what he feels, what is going on in the gaming and technology world. He really, when he talks, you cannot shut him up, Mr. John Kessler.
He's trying not to set because I think he hasn't said anything this whole episode.
no,
so he's
no,
trying
he
to keep
has.
it going.
Hey, Chase.
Yeah, Chris.
Do you have crickets?
I don't have that on the sound bumper
Oh,
you
you'll have
should
to
get
edit that
that.
in
You
later
should
for the
get
release.
crickets.
yet. Hey, if I would be so kind if you spread the word that we have this awesome website that no one goes to because we got denied press passes to E3 because we don't have a lot of web traffic. Because E3, I'm sorry, I'm doing a little monologue here for a minute.
Oh, here we go.
I'm sorry, I have to.
Do it, Chase. Do it.
2 months ago,
Go,
when,
Chase,
when
go,
media
Chase.
passes were available for outlets, we applied. We apply every year. Now we went in 2012.
hey, Chase.
Yeah, Chris. go ahead.
Hey, Chase.
Please interrupt my monologue.
How long have you been doing this?
8 years, 9
Oh,
years.
Okay, 9 years.
9 years.
Okay,
now.
go ahead. Go ahead. Continue.
So I've been doing this for 9 years in some shape or fashion, and this is really, we've reached, obviously, the peak. I mean, look, we have a beautiful website. We have great quality content that we put out on a weekly basis.
Woo!
We cover gaming. We are passionate about games. We are not bought off by sponsors
Go to authority.
or anything like that. So, our download numbers have never been higher. We do an incredible job. I have great friends to help me on this stuff.
Original content.
So I applied for press credentials. I gave them our packet of information, numbers, and everything, and we were denied because according to them, they live in 1999. That since we don't have
Hold
high,
on. Chase, you're not about Chase. Chase, you're not about to tell me that Chase. Do they use Alexia rankings?
they use Alexa rankings.
Woo! No way.
So
The what?
There's this website called Alexa, and they rank websites. But the only way that these sites are ever ranked in the first place is people have to install
IE
a toolbar.
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 No. Internet Explorer
It's not just IE.
toolbar.
They have
Chase, let's be honest. 95% is the Internet Explorer.
It's true.
Tool. Hey,
It's true.
Viewer at home, do you use Internet Explorer?
No.
No.
you really shouldn't.
Oh, weird. Because you shouldn't if you value your privacy, your security, anything about your online identity. You probably shouldn't be using Internet Explorer. So that's weird that you wouldn't be using an IE toolbar.
So I applied, and they got back to us, and they said since our traffic numbers were not as high, they didn't approve us for media credentials.
what?
Now, let me give you guys some background for a minute here. We have been approved for CES media credentials. We have been approved for PAX media credentials. We were actually approved for NAB credentials, but I'm jobless and cannot afford to go. What the fuck, E3? Seriously, do you believe in old media here? here we are trying to reach out to your independent audiences out there. We're trying to reach out to those independent game developers, those small guys who deserve a voice at the table, not to be blown away by Xbox, Sony, and Nintendo. Your voice needs to be heard. I mean, we're seeing some incredible stuff from mobile and from independent. Hello, have you heard of a company called Mojang?
Hey, Chase.
Yes.
Seriously, dude, I'm just a guest, so you could correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Don't you have one of the #1 Minecraft podcasts in? I mean, I could be wrong because I'm only from Earth, but as far as I know,
yeah.
I mean, this is just as far as I know,
Yeah,
Chase. So
yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong.
No, that's fine.
Don't you have one of the largest Minecraft podcasts in the entire universe?
Yes. Yeah.
It seems like you would be a slam dunk.
Yeah, I know.
Huh. Okay.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There are some other great Minecraft shows. I mean, I know The Shaft's been doing a very long time. They're called The Shaft. Seriously, about 250 episodes.
Oh yeah, that's legit.
No, they are legit.
Oh yeah, totally legit.
They're legit.
Oh, so legit, Chase. They're so legit. Oh man. Oh, let me go download some of their episodes via RSS right now.
And while Chris is doing that, I just want to say a big thank you to all of you guys.
Wait. Are there any other things that we want him to give the network credit for on buying on Amazon? Because I think we could talk him into pretty much anything right now.
Wait, Chase.
Yeah, right now.
What's really expensive?
Chase, is Joe talking about geekgamer.tv/Amazon?
Yeah, or /support.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because, if you go to geekgamer.tv/support, not only, Chris, that you can support us on Amazon.
I mean, I could do that right now.
You could do that right now, but you can also support us on Patreon. We have a Minecraft Me Patreon.
So if I did the
you can make a
Patreon,
donation.
Would I actually be making a difference?
You would be.
Oh.
You would be, because that is a truly listener-supported show.
So
we
I would
have no advertisers
I
on
would
that show.
go to
And if there's money coming into the show, marketing will go up, and we could increase our Alexa rating, and then maybe we'll be able to go to E3.
No, there's a problem, Joe, with that. There's a problem with that. Because no one goes to the website. They don't fucking count YouTube. They don't count
Apple
Roku downloads. They don't count that we're a top 5 podcast in
What?
Minecraft.
What?
They don't count that.
But
All they
that's-
care about is web traffic.
Oh. And IE toolbar references, which doesn't make any sense.
I'm done with this. I'm done with this.
Okay.
I'm moving on.
I mean, I'm sensing that.
I know. It pisses me off because we want to go to E3 not just because it's fun for us, but we want to go for you guys
Badass
because you guys
coverage.
want to hear about the
Right.
independents.
Right.
When we went to CES,
Yep.
we got the niche stories that
Yep.
they were incredible.
Yep.
You would never have heard about the USB 3.0 webcam
Hey, Chase.
from this company that you've never heard of.
Hey, Chase,
if it
can
wasn't for us.
Chase?
Yeah.
I don't know if you're aware of this, but I actually watch all of the internet. No, I do.
Yeah.
Is that like you read all of the newspapers?
No. A newspaper
Can you
sucks.
also see Russia from your house?
Yes.
Just guessing
Sarah
on this thing.
Palin.
With binoculars, Joe. With binoculars, I can see all of Russia. And let me tell you something.
believe
You know what Russia demands? Actual coverage. Actual coverage of events. I wish I just knew. I wish I knew a way. I wish I could say, hey, Putin, hey, buddy. He calls me every Wednesday. I wish I could say, hey, Putin, just follow Chase. I can't say that. I cannot give Vladimir Putin, that advice. Because why, Chase? Chase, why can't I give Putin that advice?
Russia's blocked.
Because they don't really have good internet.
Because they use Alexia. They use Alexia. Chase. They use Alexia. Yeah. And you know what doesn't fly in for Russia?
Yeah.
Internet Explorer.
And on that note, I just want to say thank you so much for joining us. Special thanks to Chris Fisher from Jupiter Broadcasting joining us this week on the show. Big thanks to Joe, John, and you know me. For all these great guys and gals who are watching us in the live chat room, thank you guys as well. You guys totally rock, and thank you for hanging out the entire show. It's truly an awesome experience to have you guys with us. For Mr. Joseph Falbey, John Kessler, and our special guest, Chris Fisher, my name is Chase Nunes. Until we all talk again, we are all silent. Say goodnight, Gracie.
Good night, Grace.
Bob Sack.
Yeah!